Okay, so you're going to be given access, and you'll get an email from me that says you're now an author on the blog. What you want to do is there's a little login button down in the right corner, or I guess that's, yeah, the bottom right corner, and you'll log in using your regular credentials. It may not look like that. It may look like a WordPress screen, but either way, you're just logging in using your UCI ID. And all of that does is it puts a little thing at the top. So the website looks the same. You've gained two abilities. You've gained the ability to directly edit the posts, which I don't want you to do. So this is my first sort of question or ask is please don't edit anything that you're not supposed to edit. If you're at all worried, just to email me. But you'll be able to edit everything. There's not really any way for me to restrict your access to just your own page. And then what you'll want to do is go to the page that is specific to your group, and that'll be under projects. And I've only made a page for group one. I'll make these pages for each group. And we may make some minor adjustments, but what I intend to do is just keep everything on one page, just to keep your life. In fact, I won't change that. Just to keep your life simple, I'll make your entire group's work will happen on that one page. And it's like a great big Word page, so you can edit it as you see fit. And you may want to organize it into sections. If it starts to become clear that it's onerous, I could make multiple pages, but I just think it's easier just to have one page, and then it'll be a kind of continuous stream. So when you get to the page, because you've logged in and because you're what's called an author, you'll be able to edit the page. Click on edit and you'll be brought back to this kind of Word looking space that is reasonably straightforward. So let's just type in this is here's my summary. If I could type, that'd be the important part. And then maybe put in a little break, and here's our 3 topics. One group member made a video. So on and so forth. So you kind of divide it up as you see fit, but it's just like any kind of, you're just making a document. A couple of things worth noting is it has the usual Word stuff. If you want a video, and I'm not encouraging or discouraging videos, it just happens to be a good way for certain things, particularly if you want to show us something that you found online, like if you decide to look up traditional Korean music. This is an example I used from Chris Dobrian's lecture. You could show us another 2 minutes of traditional Korean music and find a YouTube or a Vimeo clip. And all you have to do is paste the URL directly into the body of the document. It'll automatically show up as a video. That's how the videos work on the site. So if you want... Well, I won't type it out, but if you want a video, just paste the URL. There used to be buttons for it, but they're not anymore. They got rid of that. If you've ever used WordPress before, they used to have a YouTube button, but the YouTube button has gone away, and you just paste the address. I mean, other than that, just play around with what you can do. You can change the colors. You can do any kind of formatting you want. You can also add media. This is the place where WordPress is weird. The way that they deal with photos, and it's not the same as any other interface. You go to Add Media, and you end up with 2 possible menus. There's the media library, which is everything that's ever been added to the site. So that's sort of counterintuitive because you don't really care about that. What you want is you want to go to Upload Files. And then it starts to look like you're used to. You can add images. You can add, we can add anything really. PDFs and images are the most obvious options. And when you do that, let's just go select a file for the media library, which is the same function. Just pick this thing. Then you'll get a bunch of options here, and what you're most likely interested in is insert into page. Now there's a bunch of adjustments you can make, and so what I encourage this person to do is don't become familiar with WordPress the night before this is due. Play around with the post in advance and try adding things, because you can mess with your post and keep it in draft form, as you'll see, as long as you want. So you don't actually have to show it to us until you're ready. So you'll insert this into the page, and then it'll show up. And you can take existing content, you can take new content, and then they become part of the site. Beyond that, you don't need to mess with, let me just go through the other panes. You can leave this the same. This is your title. Publish is an important one. We'll go to that last. Page attributes you also don't need to touch. I'll adjust that. And I actually don't know what this does, so you can find out if you want. Publish is the one you want to be familiar with. You can, if you want to keep this as draft, edit the visibility and make it, edit the status and make it draft. hit OK. That'll keep it a draft as long as you want it a draft, so no one will be able to see it. And then you can preview it here, and you'll actually see what it looks like as a page, but it won't actually exist. So that's a terrible page, but that's the gist of it. And once you're ready to publish it, change the status to publish and hit OK. And then make sure you hit, oh, you know what, why that didn't work last time is because I didn't hit update. So even when we tried to view the draft, we didn't see anything because I hadn't hit update. What happens to a lot of people, a lot of students when they use WordPress is they forget to update things and then they sit in draft form in the background and they don't exist yet. So you have to bring it to life by hitting update. I think that's it. I mean, this is really all you need to know how to do. How to log in and where to put the stuff. Is there any questions about WordPress? It's okay. We recorded it. We videotaped the morning. No questions. Okay. So if you guys, oh yes.
So we're putting all of like the summary and everything for the project on one page together.
Yeah, I mean, I could break it down, but it would just create a number of. It'll be easier for you because you'll be able to go to it and then scroll down. Yeah, let's keep it that way. Yes.
So if we were doing a PowerPoint presentation, do we just attach it to them?
You can, in the add media, there's something called insert slideshow. Now, this is where we're getting into advanced topics. I have never used the insert slideshow function. You're welcome to do it, but I would just test it out.
Right.
And as soon as you have access, you can play around in the background and try that. So my understanding is that you'll be able to insert a PowerPoint file directly here, and then it'll work like a slideshow. The other option would be to just build the slideshow as a kind of scrolling. I mean, and that's one way to keep the post short. I mean, to go back to your question about not wanting it to look like one long scrolling list. One thing you could do is you could make your summary a PDF, and then have that be what you upload. And that way, when we click on it, this is what we did. Those of you in Arts 11, we clicked on the PDFs and we looked at actual documents. That also saves you from having to spend a lot of time in WordPress. If you make all of the contents of your post as either PowerPoint files, or you can't put a Word file directly, so you need to figure out how to print your Word file as a PDF, which is, if you look that up, it's pretty easy. If you have a Mac, it's kind of a direct thing. And that way we'll be able to open the documents and then look at them on the screen. So that's a good option. It also, when you're trying to distribute the work, it means that you can say, hey everybody, make your thing make it a one-page Word document and then email me that, and that way you're not trapped having to sort of fix formatting errors and this kind of thing. You can just take the individual components and add them to the page. I'm sure this works. I just haven't done it. And I'm pretty sure if you use a PDF as well, you can turn PowerPoints into PDFs and then and do it that way. Other questions at this early hour? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. Should you have any further questions, please email.